What's going on, y'all? Back with a more conversational type video and an unintended series of videos that I've been doing over the years where I issue apologies in the world of gaming where I felt like I was wrong. I've issued apologies to the world of PC gaming. I've issued apologies to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And now I'm back to deliver another apology that I should have done a long time ago, and that is to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Now, this tale starts back many a moons ago when Metal Gear Solid 2 first came out. Now, Metal Gear Solid 1, my favorite game of all time. Love it to death. So, of course, when they announced a sequel, I'm ready. I'm here for it. Probably the most hype I've ever been for any game ever. You start playing it, and things are great. First, couple minutes, I'm having a blast, having a great time. And then events happen in the game. Snake is no longer there, and now we are playing with this whiny guy Raiden. And I wasn't a fan of dude. Didn't care about the story. Didn't care about anything he had going on. Now I did go on to enjoy the game. I still think it's really, really good. But I didn't care about Raiden as a character. I just didn't. I was like, who is this guy hijacking this series? I'm here for Solid Snake, man. I did not go through the Shadow Moses incident and all of this emotional trauma for me to end up with this guy who I don't even care about. Who is this? So my hate for Raiden made me steer clear of Metal Gear Rising. I didn't want to play this game. I was like, whatever. I don't care what y'all say about it. I'm gonna go play something else because I don't care about this dude. I don't care about his story. And then, ironically, he has the last canonical part of the story in the series, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I avoided this. Didn't want anything to do with it. And finally, in 2021, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a try. I was going through a phase where I was playing some old PS3 games and games that I had not played on the PS3, and this was one of them. I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a YouTube series out of this. And if you want a link to the full playthrough, just look in the description. I'll have one there. Play this entire game on YouTube way back when. And yeah. No, this was actually really good. I was wrong. Game was fire. And it didn't take long for me to realize how good it was. Literally within like the first 10 minutes, you're fighting a Metal Gear. And fighting Metal Gears in the other games, which were, semi-realistic, but like fighting the Metal Gears felt like this insurmountable thing. It's like, bro, I'm just a regular dude, albeit I got some rocket launchers and stuff, but that is a walking death machine. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And within the first like 10 minutes of Metal Gear Rising, you're picking one up and you're throwing it. And then like 2 minutes later, or however many minutes later, you're running down like the side of a building and then you cut one in half. And it's like, bro, this game is nuts. And I love it. And while I'm still not the biggest Raiden fan, I will acknowledge this game was fire. But it did make me appreciate Raiden a little more as a character. Because of his different play style, I think that allowed them to make a game like this. Because obviously Raiden does not fight like Snake. He's a little more nimble, more ninja-like. And they leaned all the way into that. Like 1,000% in this game. And it made for some of the most fun hack and slash craziness that you will ever play. I'm not going to say this is the perfect game, but on the fun meter, 11 out of 10. Like, this game is so much fun. It is all gas, no brakes. It rewards extreme aggression. It is a video game, and I love that. It definitely has its own feel. It is nothing like any of the other Metal Gear games. It is very much its own thing. But I like that about it. It took the formula and completely just flipped it on its head and made it its own thing. And boy, did it work. At least if you like this style of game, I don't see how you wouldn't like this, because this is give me this kind of adrenaline, give me this kind of power, give me this nimbleness, and the way the combat just effortlessly just flows. The way you can just button mash the light and heavy attack, and no matter what combination you press, Raiden is gonna do something really cool. He's gonna he's gonna be flipping around. He's gonna be doing something crazy that is visually rewarding. And it's just like everything in this game, combat wise, just felt so rewarding, from the combos to the parry when you can manage to pull off a perfect parry, the slow down, slow motion mode when you're hacking off body parts and you pull out spines to regain your health. Even like the little quick time events and the button prompts, those can be annoying in some games. But for these, I felt like every time you did one, the reward was worth it. Like, even if it was just a cool looking visual, like it felt worth it. Everything in this game, because of how kind of absurd and over the top it is, I feel like everything just felt big. Like the fights felt like events, because it's so it's so over the top. But it works. Now, some of these fights are literally big because you're fighting like mechs and Metal Gears and all kinds of crazy stuff. But even just like the one-on-one fights, I don't know, something about this just felt, like I said, just every fight just felt like every boss fight just felt like an event. Like, oh, it's a thing now. Like this is a moment. And I wouldn't say that the boss fights, at least for me personally, were as iconic as, let's say, classic Metal Gear fights like a Psycho Mantis, or was it the end from Metal Gear 3? I think that was his name. But they still were really well designed boss fights. And more importantly, they were fun. They were really fun. The Monsoon fight, love his design, this whole little magnetic slinky thing he had going on. The way his body would just randomly disassemble. I love I love a good parry. So I really like that this fight made you really focus on parrying. And I don't know, something about that fight, I thought, he was one of my favorite characters in the game. Just that fight overall, I thought was really dope. Jetstream Sam, one of the coolest characters in the game, always provided just a nice, I love a good just one-on-one, it's me versus you. No really, superpowers or nothing crazy. We just gonna fight. And he delivered. Shout out to Jetstream Sam. And I'm actually finally doing the DLC. I never played the DLC. I started doing the DLC actually today as of me recording this video. And I haven't played it in a while, so I was getting packed up a little bit. But it's really fun. But Jetstream Sam, great fight. The Metal Gear Excelsior, I'm probably saying that wrong. Fight, that, boy. Talk about a fight that feels big. That fight is insane. And the last fight, the classic, the Armstrong fight, a fight that I had heard so much about, even in avoiding this game, about it being so hard, and I heard so many things about that fight, and then when I finally played it, it lived up to everything that people said it was. It was difficult. I wanted to throw my controller many times, but it was probably one of the most rewarding boss fights in terms of just the feeling you got when you finally won. It was worth all of the pain that you had to go through, and it was visually like epic. And I feel like so much of this game is just, I don't know, it's like the perfect power trip. It can still be a difficult game if you don't really know what you're doing, but once you get the offense flowing, this game is just a mean power trip of you just doing the coolest things that somebody can do. Just slicing and dicing and flipping, and it's good, man. This game spoke to me. This is my kind of game. I like video games, and this was that, just in Metal Gear form. And while it plays completely different from all the other Metal Gears, and it's not exactly the same feel, it had just enough of the Metal Gear isms in it for me. I'm still getting some cut scenes with some soliloquies. Those don't bother me. I don't mind a little cut scene with somebody telling me a little sobby backstory or talking about war and politics. I got some of that in here. Still got my cardboard box. Love the cardboard box. Feel like I didn't really need it in here, but it was there, and I used it. So the cardboard box, like that. Boss fights, like I said, all delivered. It had enough of the Metal Gear feeling while still kind of being its own thing. But yeah, this hit, man. This really hit, and I can acknowledge all of these years later that I was wrong. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was really good. If you have not played it and you enjoy hack and slash games, find a way to get a copy of it or find a way to play it, because it's great. It is rather fun. This will probably be some of the most fun you'll ever have. I'm not saying it's the perfect game, but if we're just judging this on the fun factor, 11 out of 10 for me, man. This really hit. This really hit. So yeah, apologies to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I was being a hater. I should have got around to playing this earlier, but I finally came around to the party. Finally came around, and I had myself a great time. But that's all I got for today's video. My name is Serial Sensei. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay hydrated. And I will catch y'all on the next one.